Hello folks, welcome to another apple tasting with Nigel and myself. This is number 5 for the 2019-2020 season, and we've got 12 12 apples plus one unusual one.
Yeah, that is a bit odd.
And looking forward to tasting these.
Yeah, these are late mid-season and winter storing apples, a mixture. So some of them I've chosen just to see how well they're storing, and others may not be ready yet. For example, this one was only picked yesterday, and so was that one. The date for the record is the 2nd of December. Okay, let's make a start on the first one. This is an apple known as Allen's Everlasting. It's an Irish apple. It's a very late storing apple, most years, thank you. And its appearance varies from year to year. Sometimes it's red like that, sometimes it's entirely russeted like that, and the flavour is a bit variable too. It depends a lot on the weather. And we better taste both sides, because the russeted side often tastes different to the red side.
Just thought of something, Nigel,
Yeah.
with this apple tasting, and that is the different textures of the skin. You've got mentioned the russet and that, but you've also got some of these shiny. Some of them are very slippery, aren't they? They've got a unique taste.
Skin finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are very shiny. Some of them tend to go
they're almost like oily. Some of them.
Yeah, oily or sticky. Some of them. I think this will probably go oily. You can see it's shiny. This one is a similar colour, but it's a dull matte finish.
Yeah.
This is another one that's got little bits of russet on it. Many apples are partially covered with russet. Yeah, it's an interesting point. I can't see where I put the knife. Oh, there we are. Put the knife in.
Okay, Nigel.
So that's the smooth side of the Allen's Everlasting. Oh, it's quite tart. It's got a sort of greenish flesh. The skin is a little bit tough. What do you think to that?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me. I can't put my finger on which one, but the apples what you can get in the shops.
Possibly a Braeburn.
Could be.
It's slightly tart.
Yeah.
Right. That looks as though the skin's very rough. Let's get you a bit with less skin on it. Now remember, this is the russeted side. Compare it with the other side.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Oh, that's a much better flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the skin isn't as tough either.
No. Well, that's interesting.
Very
isn't
interesting,
it?
yeah. Well, I think that's a good 4 on the russeted side. I wouldn't rate the other side quite as good.
No, so I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Yeah. As an average of the...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give it... I do like that, the flavour. It's a little bit citrusy. I'm going to give it a 4.
As always, folks, with the scoring, we both score out of 5, which gives us a total score out of 10. And a 5 is excellent, a 4 is nearly excellent, 3 is, it's okay, but it's neither special nor, terrible. 2 is not very good, 1 is terrible.
Yeah, anything less than 3, it's actually unpleasant to
Yeah.
eat, and we couldn't eat a whole one. This one is an apple known as Chippings Delight, and it has been used, I think it's still used, as the basis of Chippings jams. You can see that's quite shiny. It's quite cold as well. That was out in the shed until about an hour ago. I should have brought it in earlier really. I've never eaten this one before. This was from a friend's tree. It's a sort of fresh, firm texture.
It's very firm, really is crunchy, but it's got the most superb taste.
It's very, very good, that is. Quite sweet, it's not too acidic.
It's only the skin what lets it down.
It's a little bit tough, isn't it? I think that's at least a good 4, probably better. Look how juicy that is.
Can I have another piece,
Yeah.
big piece. We don't want to waste it, do we?
That's almost a 5, that is.
It is. Skin does let it down a bit, so I can't give it a 5.
Okay, 4.5?
4.5 definitely, yeah.
Same for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, very pleasant.
It's got the most beautiful taste.
Yeah, I've just got a tree of that. It's about this big, so I'm looking forward to that fruiting.
Yeah, make a note of that.
Right, next. Oh, I've just remembered I've forgotten. Christmas Pippin, I've forgotten to include that. Right, that'll be in the next one.
Right.
This one is yellow apple Sirius, and it's from a friend's tree. I don't grow this yet. It's Golden Delicious crossed with Topaz. I don't know how well it keeps. It feels a little bit soft, but I thought it was a late apple. Oh, it's very juicy. You can see the juice from here. Has it gone over, or is it okay?
It's very soft.
Flavour's good, nice and sweet.
Yeah.
Skin's very thin.
I think I need another piece.
I think it might be just past its best, but it's still very good. Slightly soft, no particular distinctive flavours in it, but very pleasant. Yeah, good eating apple.
You can give that a 4.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, if we'd caught it a week earlier, it might have been a 4.5, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was certainly, there's no problem with the skin, and it's, not, it's, for people who have got false teeth and that, it's fine.
yeah, and it looks good, doesn't it? I mean, it's
Yeah.
a pleasant looking fruit, that is.
Yeah.
The next one is an apple that some people will be familiar with, but not as a fruiting tree. This is MM106. Now, if you graft a tree and onto MM106, a rootstock, and the graft fails, and you let the tree do its own thing, this is the fruit that you get. And surprisingly, for a rootstock tree, MM106 is quite a good flavour. The ancestry of it, it is, I've got it written down there, Northern Spy, which is a good eating apple, crossed with English broadleaf. So 50% of its genes are very good eating. The skin's a bit tough, isn't it? It cooks well.
It's got a nice taste.
It has, yeah. It's got a sort of quite a rich flavour, quite strong.
Can we just have another little bit? Just to...
Yeah. This is one of my favourite apples because it's a very reliable cropper. The apples are a nice size, so you don't have to eat a tremendous amount of fruit. So it's good for lunch. And it's very high in vitamin C. It's quite late as well. This stores pretty well usually until our grafting workshops in February. So it's quite a long storer. I think for me that's worth a 4.
Yeah, same for me.
Mm. Now, not all rootstock apples are good. M26 is rather bitter and small, about a golf ball size. But the rootstocks tend to give you quite nice fruit. Right, the next one is a rare apple called Mitten Roy, and we've got a freak apple coming off the tree. Two apples fused together. Let's hold it close to the camera so people can see it. Is that in the right place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I haven't seen that very often before. There is an apple that's famous for this called Malus Binel, which I've got a tree of, but I've never seen it on this one. This is a dual purpose apple, reputedly. It's from the village of Mitten in Norfolk, and I seem to remember it's similar to MM106, but I think the taste is slightly better. Anyway, we shall see. Well, it has an aroma to it. I'm not struck on it really. It's a milder flavour than MM106. What do you think of that? It's not as good, is it?
Nah, I'm only going to give that a 2.
Yeah, it's a sort of a lowish 3 for me. I think it's all right. Nothing wrong with it. And if you were hungry, you'd eat it.
Not an apple you'd enjoy.
No, you wouldn't choose it.
She's got no taste.
Yes, it'd have to be you'd have to be reasonably hungry, and that'd have to be the only fruit you'd got. So 2, 3. Now this apple is one of Albert Etter's apples. It's known as Rubaiyat. Some years it doesn't store at all and goes powdery and unpleasant, but this year it appears to be storing reasonably well. It was picked about 3 weeks ago, and I've got 2 apples, one of which has started to shrivel and one of which appears to be keeping fairly firm. So let's try both of them. It often has a very deep colour. Oh, look at this, nice stripy, there we go.
Thank you, Nigel.
It may be past its best, but I've just put it in the tasting to see how well it's kept. Oh, it's lost its flavour. It's only a 2.5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's gone over. So that will teach me not to keep it too long next year. Let's try this one.
When was this picked, was it?
About 4 weeks ago, about a month.
Right.
No good. 2.
Well,
It's not not bitter, is it?
I think I'm going to give it a 3, to be honest.
Okay.
Because it's neither, it's eatable.
Well, it's not offensive, is it?
No.
Not like some of the apples that we've had. I'll give it 2.5. You could cook it as well. It would be okay in a fruit salad mixed in with other things. This one is from a tree that I made from graft wood sent from Poland, and the variety is Zaza, which my Polish friend tells me means dawn, the early part of the day. Sometimes this tastes of pineapple. Well, it has some of the pineapple flavour in it, but it's lacking sugar this year. Tastes a bit like a Bramley this year.
2.5.
2.5, okay. Yeah, I'll give that 3. J, 2.5. Yeah, interestingly, if you, I've thought about this for a while. If you take a Bramley flavour and add the correct amount of sugar, you get a flavour that's almost indistinguishable from pineapple. Right, next one is Christmas Pink. This is another of Albert Etter's apples. This is the only apple we had on the tree, and it's in a dreadful state, but it's just about tasteable, I think. The tree was affected badly by scab. You can see it's got a good colour.
Yeah.
The tree had about 20 fruit on it, but they all dropped off with black skins and looking very, very poor. This is the only one that's remotely edible. What do you reckon?
The only thing that lets it down is the skin.
Yeah.
The skin, and it's more so that it, even when you've been chewing on it, it's still hard to...
It is, isn't it? But what do you think of the flavour?
Very nice.
It is really quite something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shall I take the skin off?
Yeah.
It's a rich, citrusy, very pleasant flavour. Very nice.
That is very unique.
Yeah, lovely taste, and it's different. 4.5.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You would never know that was an apple if somebody gave you a piece with the skin off.
No, if you're blindfolded and you were asked to eat that, you just wouldn't know what it was.
No.
Yeah, very nice. Now there is a sister apple to that, which is extremely similar, Pink Pearl, bred by the same apple breeder, Albert Etter. So let's see if this matches up to it. Pink Pearl was the only apple that Etter actually released commercially, because it was closest to mainstream flavours. It's not quite as deeply pigmented as the Christmas Pink. Well, it's not bad either, is it?
Skin's perfect.
Yeah, skin is better than the Christmas
Much
Pink.
better. It hasn't got the taste.
No, it's not quite got the richness, has it?
No.
A bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give this it's a similar flavour, but it's not quite as rich. I think I'm going to score that one at 4.
Yeah, it takes a 4 from me.
Mm. Yeah, interesting that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, next one, we've seen this before. This is an apple we found growing wild. Well, the original tree was growing wild in just outside Mere village in Wiltshire. We call it Mere Pippin. It's a very, very late apple. Some years it stays on the tree until February. And it's got an extremely white flesh. And it doesn't go brown on standing. So you can slice it, plate of it, and it stays perfectly white for hours. Usually the flavour's quite good. Losing a bit of firmness, sort of banana-y flavour.
Skin's a bit on the tough side.
Yeah, that's the weakness of this apple.
I don't think it's got the taste myself. It's not bad, but I'm going to just give that a 3. It's neither near nor there.
It's not as good this year as it has been in previous years, so I agree with you. I'm going to give it 3.5. It's certainly no better. It has scored 5s in the past, so it illustrates how different apples can be from one year to the next. Right, the next two are two of our own seedlings. This is Seedling 211. So we pollinated it in 2011 and we grafted some trees about 3 years later. We call it the St George apple, as you can see from the colour. It's red and white. Oh, and I think it's starting to go over. May have left this one too long. This is one of the problems with seedlings, that you don't know when they ripen until you've fruited them for several years. Last year we picked these in early November and they were spot on. Ugh. This year they're not.
It's got a very funny taste, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But I'll try another piece, mine. I've never tasted anything like this.
It definitely doesn't taste like apple, does it?
No. No.
Oh, I'm getting sort of acclimatised to it now. Last year it tasted quite sour, and we used it last year in salads with lettuce and other savoury things, and it was great. I'm not quite sure what I would use this for.
When I chew on this, you get a taste initially, and then it turns into another taste.
There's a very sweet taste to start with, but the background taste, I don't know what it is. It's completely different.
Interesting one, that one.
But it's not bitter. Certainly worth a look anyway, wasn't it? What are you going to give it then?
3.5.
Okay. I'm going to give it 3. But it'll be one to try again next year.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we were going to taste this in one of our cancelled tastings a while back. So perhaps next year we'll be able to taste it earlier on when it's not quite as ripe. I think it's actually overripe. This one is Seedling 710. It's got I think this has got a red fleshed parent, but it's actually a white fleshed apple. It's got a lovely skin finish, as you can see. 2 colours, mainly red and yellow, nice and shiny, nice shape. It feels a bit soft on cutting. No obvious aroma to it. It's soft, isn't it? Very soft. My mother would like this because her teeth aren't too good. A bit more.
No.
What do you think?
For me it's a 3. I can't make this one out, to be honest.
It's got a slightly odd taste. It's got a sort of slight hint of floral, perhaps even a slight grassy hint. The skin isn't perfect either, is it?
No.
Perhaps it's past its best. I'm going to
Do
give it...
you, in your notes, do you make a note of the skins?
I haven't been making much of a note of them up to now, but I think I should be.
This is something we ought to do.
Yeah.
And then to see whether if each year, whether it varies.
Because it can
the same apple.
Yeah, it can make or break a fruit, can't it?
Yeah.
You know, the wrong sort of skin. I've forgotten what we were... Oh yeah, we said 3, didn't we?
Yeah.
There we are, 3. And finally, a very late picked apple. I picked this yesterday. This is a local seedling, which we call Croft Late. very juicy, quite firm. I can feel the hardness as I cut it.
It's very firm.
Really? Well, it may not be ready. I mean, it's a storing apple.
If my false teeth pop out, I'm sorry, folks. Okay, yeah.
Well, that's really firm. I quite like that. There's a hint of celery in the flavour, believe it or not. I can sort of smell and feel a bit of celery in that. And it's sweet. I bet if I measured the sugar level of that, it would be, the bricks level would be around about 15, 16. But it's not quite ripe. That'll go.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Don't like. What are you going to give it?
2.
Okay, I'm giving it a 4. I like that one. That's the only one we've really differed on.
Yeah. I couldn't get any flavour out of that.
Well, it shows how different people's perceptions are of taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Right, let's have a look at the scores. The best 2, Chippings Delight
The next.
and the Christmas Pink, and we hope for a better crop next year. MM106 pretty good with an 8, and Sirius with an 8, and Pink Pearl.
Yeah, so we're
Not bad, nearly as good as the
3, 4, 5. So 6. Yeah, nearly half of them were good quality to eat.
yeah, and 1 or 2 had gone over a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I'll just get our notice board and put that up. Right, if you have any queries about any of the apples, feel free to put them in the comments. Can they see that? Is that close enough?
No, got to move it.
No.
Yeah, a bit more. No, it's gone that way. Oh no, sorry, this way. There we are, that's it.
Right, can they see the bottom of the...
Yeah,
they see all
yes,
of it? That's right.
Yeah. So folks, that was another interesting tasting session.
Yeah, we hope to do probably 1 more this season, and that will be, I think, after Christmas with the late storing apples to see which ones last. Some of these may be repeated, and we have a few really late apples which we haven't tried yet because they're not ready. Anything you want to say?
No, I think that's it. Just thank you all for watching.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry that we don't get to film as much as we used to. Really do miss it.
Yeah, but we do as many as we can.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.